Rikki Schlott, a New York Post contributor and co-author of Canceling of the American Mind.
What about Gen Zs for Biden?
Yeah, I think there's a misconception that we just mindlessly go blue down the ticket no matter who. And actually, if you look at the approval ratings by generation for Biden, the biggest drop was among Gen Zs.
Pro-Hamas protests take over Columbia University. Rikki Schlott writes that she had a front row seat to the madness.
I'm with AOC if it was just peaceful protesting and just people using their free speech rights, even if I disagree with it.
You wrote a pretty provocative article. It's called "When It Comes to Sex, My Generation is Screwed."
I think we're kind of headed towards a demographical disaster if we can't bridge the divide, at least putting politics on the back burner for romance.
So are you kind of in the middle? Like, you're in a lonely island almost, aren't you?
Hi, I'm Rikki Schlott, and welcome to We Never Had This Conversation.
Rikki, congratulations on the show.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Elizabeth, welcome. Yeah, I'm excited.
Whatever I say, it didn't happen according to the name of the show.
We named the show We Never Had This Conversation based on an experience that I've had quite a lot as a centrist person in the media. I'd written my first op-ed in the New York Post about free speech at NYU and how that was a big problem on my campus. And I had professors, deans, friends, people in my classes come up to me and say, it's totally a problem, totally have the same experience, but just, by the way, don't repeat that you talked to me about this.
Well, I'd like to apologize on the behalf of educators everywhere.
These values underpin everything about a free society, but it was such a new, novel, shocking concept to me, and that was when I realized just how important free speech was.
I'm happy to finally be here to actually have conversations. Would you prefer a world where there's just he, him, and she, her?
Don't force me to use your pronouns. I've never forced anyone to use my pronouns, and everyone calls me he.
Yeah.
Right? Because I participate in the world.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more common ground in this world if we actually had conversations. What factors do you think are behind someone like Elon suddenly becoming proudly MAGA?
Almost all of these people were from what's called the PayPal mafia.
How do you think that term is operating in our culture?
Critical race theory, it does sound like exactly the kind of academic elitist bullshit that the right is correct to hate.
I'm curious, what role do you think getting your news from TikTok or algorithms play a role here?
I don't care if I disagree with you on something. I want to know why you got to that conclusion, and I don't want your answer to be because Beyonce posted it.
What does that metamorphosis look like?
It is extremely painful to admit you're wrong, and it is the most basic job of a journalist to be able to do that, and it really hurts.
The honest truth is it's just not a human right to be an athlete. Is that just what it is?